All in Sports Network. We love sports.
All right, Mr. Running Back. If
Okay.
you could choose and only have one of the IU running backs on a team, which one would you choose?
I think I'd have to go with their number one, Mr. Number One, Hemby.
Okay.
I think he's the most complete back on the team. He's the best all around. He can break off one or he can power one in, as we saw against Michigan State for a touchdown.
I don't mind it. My choice would be different, Kalon Black, but that's all good. It's all good. I see a lot more upside on him long term, what he's
That's
able
fair.
to do.
That's fair.
I think Hemby is kind of a little, while he can do everything, he's a little lost because of it. So,
Gotcha.
I'm Kevin. This is my son, Liam. We're the Unstable Blues. Happy to present All Indiana Sports as part of the All In Sports and Rogue Media Sports Networks.
Yep, welcome back in. The Hoosiers took care of business on homecoming against Michigan State, and with Miami being exposed, find themselves at number 2 in the country. It's time to go all in.
Yes, you can follow us on TikTok and Instagram at All Indiana Sports and on Twitter at All Indie Sports. And don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube.
Yep, time for the opening drive, Michigan State recap.
Yes.
Michigan State played, honestly, an incredible game. Aiden Childs only missed 6 passes all game and didn't throw a pick. IU came up with stops when they needed and had a killer instinct on offense.
Yes, all comes into the training and preparation. Speaking of which, Hounds has healthy treats that can help you train your puppy. Country Mountain Dogs, we love it there. Click the link in the description for more on that. They really did. Like Michigan State, I would say you lost, but it's encouraging because of how they played. It just situational stuff that IU was better at in the right times, right? Fernando Heis Mendoza went 24 for 28 for 332 yards and 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Also, 0 sacks.
Yep. Kalon Black had 64 yards on 10 carries, 6.4 a carry. That's really good.
That's what I say. Omar Cooper Jr. had 8 catches for 115 yards and a touchdown.
Elijah Surratt had 70 yards on 4 catches for 2 touchdowns.
I believe that means that his games with a catch streak is now at 45. There are many players who are actually in the NFL who did not play 45 games of college football. And that's how many straight games Elijah Surratt has caught a pass in. Waffle House always open. And then they continued to spread the ball with E.J. Williams with 4 receptions for 59 yards and the other 4th touchdown for Mendoza.
The defense, though, 4 sacks.
Yep.
And 9 tackle for losses.
Yeah, the offense gets all the attention because of all the big plays and the numbers and Heisman talk and everything like that. But the defense is what's making a difference. And it will be what makes a difference as they continue on and into the playoff time. That is, I don't want to say a lot different, but the defense hitting its stride when it is different than it was last year at this time, I think. So
I completely agree. The defense has stepped up a lot. But who is your
Hoosier
player of the game?
Yes. All right. So I get to go first. Okay. I'm going to see. I try to read your mind here. I usually have options, but here we go. I'm going to say it's Omar Cooper Jr. He's been doing absolutely phenomenal. Had over 100 and a touchdown and some big catches. And so I'm going to say cumulative Omar Cooper Jr. on that one.
That's fair. You read my mind. I was going to go Fernando Mendoza. over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. Are you kidding me?
He
That should just bump him up.
4 passes. He only missed 4.
That should bump him up more in the Heisman rankings for sure. What an outstanding game from him. I'm excited to see what the rest of the season has for him.
Yes, our
Hoosier
player of the game is brought to you by Underdog. Take a look at this. Football's back, and Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and more. Get your picks right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. You can play with as little as $1. Download the app today and sign up with promo code COLTS to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code COLTS. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 18 and up, 19 and up in Alabama, Nebraska, 19 and up, and in Colorado for some games, 21 and up in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and must be present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 HOPE line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467 369. All right, so there you go. If you didn't pick one of those guys, shame on you. You should always know to pick Heisman Dosa at this point. So do that on Underdog Fantasy next week as we come into it. Speaking of which, it's time for halftime adjustments. Time to get into UCLA coming to Indiana, a noontime Eastern game. That puts it at a 9 o'clock start for UCLA. What are some of your keys and what you're looking for in this game?
UCLA is on a three game win streak.
That is correct.
That is dangerous for any team playing them, especially after Miami just lost, being the number 2 seed. Number 2 seeds this year have tradition of losing, and this is a team that I could definitely see Indiana losing to. They beat Michigan 38-13, just like IU beat Michigan State 38-13.
Yep.
So nothing changed there. It's IU beat Oregon. UCLA hasn't. IU's undefeated. UCLA isn't. That's basically the main differences between the two. Obviously, schemes and stuff like that are different. But like, you play your game. If you play your game, it will, like, everything will be fine. It's in IU, so that helps a lot. It's in Bloomington. Run the ball. Keep running the ball. Stop the run. Keep stopping the run. That has kind of been my extension of that.
Yep.
It seems to be working. You can control the time of possession. Unless you're the Colts and you just score within 3 minutes, then time of possession just doesn't matter. But with this team especially, keep your pedal all the way down the whole game. You have to shut them down, allow your defensive front to do what they do. One of the best defensive lines in college football, in my opinion.
Yep.
A lot of experience on the line, very talented as well. And then just I say this every week now with the Colts and IU. Spread the ball on offense. Everyone on the offense can do something beneficial.
Right. Now Kowski, the tight end, who's mainly just a blocking tight end, had some big gainers.
Yeah. Spread the ball on offense. It's very, very important for the success of this team.
All right. As you mentioned, UCLA, dangerous team, nothing to lose, everything to gain. There's a potential bowl game on the line for them in this game, where all of a sudden they have on a 4-game winning streak against the teams that they've been against, and they could really rebound on their season. Speaking of which, Open Goal has a great rebounder and goal setup for your backyard. Click the link in the description for more. So it's dangerous. It's a team that you don't want to play around with or take for granted just because of the earlier in the season, because they're on a three game tear and they're looking to punch their ticket into a bowl game. So Here are the keys. Trenches. IU has the better offensive and defensive line. That has been the case in every single game that they've played. So keep that going. As you mentioned, stop the run. I think that is the number one weapon for UCLA, and what has spurred them on to success is kind of finding a great run game and an explosive run game. So you want to limit the explosives in the run game. And their quarterback in this offseason had quite a bit of controversy. And so now he has some confidence. He thought he was worth more than what Tennessee thought he was worth, and he went and proved it and went back into NIL and got picked up by UCLA. Now he's actually trying to prove that Tennessee missed out. Don't let him do that. Pressure him, but he is a threat, so you want to set the edge, and he's a threat in the run game. And so you want to set the edge, make sure you're minding the gaps and everything like that, just like you did against Childs as well. And then light up their secondary. I think it's a weak secondary. I think that this can be a game where the receivers really show off quite a bit. So that includes all levels. You want to make sure you're distributing to all levels. Just like you said, spread the ball. I say space the ball down the field with the short, intermediate, and deep threats. Okay? So there you go. That brings up now third and short as we look around the Big Ten schedules or the scores. We have them in front of us. You can look them up on your own, and we're going to see who did great and who kind of got put to bed. Speaking of which, Joi Baby Sleep Sacks can help you put your little one to bed. Click the link in the description for more. Who is your biggest loser of the Big Ten this week?
I'm like looking around at these scores. I think all these scores were kind of expected.
Okay.
I think that Nebraska is the biggest loser, just because I get it was in Minnesota, but I think that was a game that was winnable for both teams. And the fact that it was that big of a score difference is tough because, Wisconsin, Iowa, Minnesota, Nebraska, Maryland. Those are 5 teams that are all like kind of mid-level, but they're all tough to go against regardless how good you are. So it was kind of, weird to see that big of a score difference. So that's why I say they're the biggest loser.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, Nebraska being ranked and now probably not. And then obviously Penn State now on a 4-game losing streak. You can't expect them to do much of anything else at this point. They've been exposed and they fired their coach. So there's so much going wrong for them. So that's why I'm not giving them the biggest loser. Wisconsin got blanked for the second week in a row at home. They've scored 0 points in 2 weeks at home. That has to be, to me, the biggest loser this week, once again, because of accumulation. All right. You're starting to get to the time of the year where that Wisconsin home field advantage should really kick in because you're way up north and people don't like to play in cold weather. It makes the hits harder and makes the ball harder to handle. But 0 points past 2 weeks. Yep. So who's your biggest winner from this week in the Big Ten?
I mentioned Maryland is a tough team. UCLA went out and beat Maryland. I think UCLA is the biggest winner. Keeping their win streak alive. I think, as we talk about like NFL teams and stuff like that, it's harder to play a team coming off of a loss and a win. But I think in college football, it's harder to play a team on a win streak rather than it is to come off of a loss. Because I think college players build off of that momentum a lot. Compared to the pros, they can just switch that mentality real quick because that's what they're paid to do.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really big win to keep their win streak alive, especially going into Bloomington having to play number 2 IU. So
I agree wholeheartedly. There's nowhere else to go other than UCLA 3-game winning streak. It's crazy. And I just hope that IU doesn't face face any wrath from that. And Signetti has the boys focused in and ready to go as he always does. Well, that's it for today. We're going to be back tomorrow with our unstable pick six. Look at the NFL slate. We will also have our Keep the Pace episode as we look at the Pacers season ahead as it starts on Thursday. And then we will close out the week with our preview of the Colts hosting the Titans.
This is Liam.
And this is Kevin.
Reminding you to stay all Indiana.
All in Sports Network. We love sports.